So I would like to go over a bit of an overview of how to use claims and parties. So, um, to access the claims UI, you go into your inventory and there should be an icon in the upper left corner. You click on that and it will take you to your default map. Now, this does show claims, but you can't actually interact with them. This is just a generic map. To actually get to the claims part, you need to go up in that corner again and click claim chunks. And this is actually how you claim chunks. So, for this example, uh, there's going to be two colors, and you can tell which color is which by the clay in my hotbar. So to claim, you want to hold left click and go over the tiles that you want. Now you can actually see that it highlights them, and then you just let go. To remove chunks, you want to hold right click and do exactly the same thing. You can also force chunk load 25 chunks. Although it's configurable, I think. I'm not sure. For that, you hold shift and left click to add. You can see these are force chunk loaded. And then you hold shift and right click to remove. These are now claimed. These yellow chunks are claimed. And then I'm going to hop over to my Waterwolf account and claim these blue chunks. And now you can actually see both of these. And you cannot interact with other people's claims directly. Neither can you explode them or grief them. Although water can flow onto them, so I want people to be careful. And if you have any redstone, make sure it's not susceptible to water. Now, I can interact with my own claim, as you can see. And you can interact with it like normal, except for one thing. You can't explode stuff on your claim. For example, you can see you can't explode your claim or anybody else's. Now, if I go over to this red area that's unclaimed, you can see it explodes like normal. Now, a few other things. So, that's a basic overview of the claiming system. Now I want to move on to the party system slash team system. The names are weird in my opinion. So if you go up to that same upper left hand corner, you can see a My Team button. Now, this button is slightly useful. If I click on it, you can see this is a GUI I get. Now, this is confusing because it looks like you have a team, but you actually have to create a party to invite other members. So to do that, you would create a party. You can, if you want to add a member, you can check right there. You can name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to leave it as the default. And then you can also enter a description. And then you can create the party. And this is what the other person sees once you invite them. Now you can either deny the invite or accept it. In this case, I'm going to accept it. And this now, you are now both on the same team slash party. That means you can both interact with both of your claims. For example, I can interact with my Waterwolf claim, and I can also interact with the other person's claim now. and if you look on the map, you can now see it is considered it is now considered a team claim. Sort of. After you join a team, any new chunks that you claim will be considered part of that team. And I'm not sure if you get kicked from the team or leave the team, I'm not sure if you keep the claims that you made while you were in the team. So, for example, I'm going to hop over to my Water Wolf one, and I'm going to just claim, I don't know, what about this nice endless pit over here? Now, this shows up as a team claim, and if I now get kicked from the team, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe I stole somebody's items. You can do that using FTP teams, party, yup, and then you have a list of commands here. Settings kind of works. I just wouldn't really mess with it. So you can leave the team, invite people. You can also create allies, although I'm not sure how that works. But in this case, I want to kick a person. So I can no longer access this claim since it no longer belongs to the team. Now I want to see okay, so any claims that you make while in a party, you do not get to keep. They become the property of that party. I would also like to add that each person gets 500 chunks to claim. Once you join a team, all those claim chunks are considered. So any given team can only claim 500 chunks and chunk load 25. So this is getting added after the fact, but I did actually forget one thing in the video. There is team settings that are actually somewhat important. To get to those, you want to go to the same My Team tab, and then in the upper right corner, you can see a settings cog. Now, I'm going to hop over to the actual team. So this is an actual team. You also have chat here, where you can type stuff, and all team members can see either in here or in chat. You're going to see name, and then the party, team, I'm not sure. I'm going to use those interchangeably. And you can see, you can actually customize a bunch of stuff. You can change the color using hex color codes. So I'm pretty sure it's red, green, and blue, 0 to 9, A to F, I want to say. You can toggle whether anybody can join the team, or if it's invite only. You can change the message history max size. You can change the name, description, and then you can also allow explosions, mob briefing, allow all fake players. Now, this is sort of nice, but it's also dangerous. If you had something like, say, computer craft in Turtles, you might need to enable this to get them to work. But anybody with a turtle or something that's mimicking somebody with a fake player can now interact with your plot. So I would keep it disabled unless you have a reason to enable it. You can allow fake players by player ID. You can change block access mode to allies, private, public. You can change all of these to that. I recommend you look at this yourself, and then you can accept all the changes you made or cancel the changes. Sometimes you can also invite players from up here, although I wouldn't rely on that. You can also manage allies, so I'm pretty sure this is other parties. Now, allies can be considered a almost subset of party, to where you can actually have allies make block changes, and by default, allies can make block edits, interact with blocks and entities. Now that's up to you to decide whether you want to allow that or not. That's not something I can decide for you. It's probably a case-by-case basis whether you want it or not. And I think that's going to be all that I'm going over today. Thanks for watching.